What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's PT Stu, and I have a really exciting video today because I'm really excited about it. I'm convinced I've figured out why my estrogen is low. And let me tell you a little bit of story. So basically, well, first, right? Hello to all my new subscribers. Hello to all my subscribers. And let me just say, guys, in the comment section is gold, okay? I don't know everything, okay? But I'm sharing with you my experiences, and hopefully it helps you in some way. And I have to say that, you guys commenting really means a lot to me. I appreciate all the support, and I also appreciate all the comments. Matter of fact, one of my subscribers brought something up to me, and I guess I never really, I just hadn't thought about it in a long time, or whatever it may be. But essentially, he mentioned that Viagra lowers your estrogen. And, I'm thinking to myself, oh, shit, I knew that. I knew that from a while ago. And that's the reason why I was using it so much. Essentially, I haven't used it recently, but there's a lot of reasons why I used Viagra. So after I used steroids years ago, I never really was the same like as I was before when it comes to erection strength, right? You're never going to be like you were when you were 14 years old, right? Um, anyway, you could hang a flag on that, okay? um, anyway, so, I felt like doing a little therapy for myself. It's not that I couldn't, right? It's just that it wasn't where I wanted it to be. And I thought maybe I could do a little bit of therapy on myself by taking it at night. So what I would do is I would take a 100 milligram Viagra, cut it into like eights, very small doses, because a regular size dose give me a major headache. I can't do it anyway. But I would take a little bit at night before bed. And I would do this, maybe like once every 3 days or something like that. My idea is that you get erections while you're sleeping, so maybe the extra blood flow while I'm sleeping will just help to open things up, right? Then I found out as an additional benefit, Viagra actually raises testosterone and lowers estrogen, right? And that was an idea that I thought was kind of a passing idea, I didn't think it was a permanent thing, okay? But I have found a couple of documents from the National Institute of Health.gov, PubMed, that I'm going to share with you guys here in just a moment that show that not only does Viagra and Cialis lower estrogen, but it does it in such a way that it actually lowers your aromatase enzyme. And from what I understand from reading it, which we're going to read it together, it actually modifies the gene expression of the gene that produces aromatase, and actually decreases that. So you actually have less aromatase able to convert testosterone into estrogen. And it makes sense now why I'm having high testosterone levels but low estrogen, is because my aromatase is not very high. So we're going to jump over, and I'm going to go ahead and show you these articles right now. So this is the first website here, and tadalafil is the generic name for Cialis. Now, tadalafil and sildenafil, I believe that's how you pronounce it, for Viagra, are both phosphodiesterase type 5 inhibitors. So they both have similar processes in the body, okay? And as you can see, we're at the National Institute of Health, PubMed. Now, what I'm dropping down to here is the results and the conclusion. So it's all a bit technical, guys. I mean, if you haven't went to school and learned about this kind of stuff, it's a little bit of Chinese. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of narrow it down for you. So right here, it says also TAD inhibited ARO. So up here, we see ARO is aromatase. Okay. So tadalafil inhibited aromatase, mRNA, and protein expression, leading to an increase in testosterone levels in supernatants. So that essentially is just like when you there's just like the saturation in the liquid would be supernatants. So all you need to know, guys, right here is that it inhibited aromatase and it led to higher testosterone. Okay, and it also led to it increased total AR, which up here we see is androgen. Okay, increased total AR mRNA and protein expression, and decreased ER, which is up here, estrogen receptor. Okay, it decreased the estrogen receptors with an increased ratio of AR/ER, suggesting preferential androgenic versus estrogenic pathway. All right, so it increases testosterone and it decreases estrogen. All right, let me go over to the other study. Testosterone estradiol ratio changes associated with long-term tadalafil administration. Okay, so there were 20 patients in this study. They received tadalafil 10 to 20 milligrams on demand for 12 months. Okay, now that's similar to what I did with Viagra, where I took a 100 milligram pill. I broke it into eighths, and I took a little bit at night before bed, a couple times a week, because it would have a lasting effect on me for the next few days. So right here it says that it was safe and well tolerated. Nobody discontinued the medication. Imagine that. A significant decrease in estrogen levels occurred at the end of the study. Yeah. So interesting, non-parametric subgroup analysis for related samples revealed that which is estrogen, decrease was detectable only in lean, but not obese, right? So for me, I was relatively lean the entire time I was using the Viagra. So it would affect a lean person more than a person who's not lean. Okay. All right. So here in the conclusion, sustained improvement of sexual function after 12 months is associated with increased T and E ratio, mainly related to reduction levels of estrogen. So yes, reducing estrogen levels can help, but when you reduce it too low, that's when the problem starts. Okay, it says we hypothesize that androgen-estrogen crosstalk and possible inhibition of aromatase activity during chronic exposure to tadalafil might have a role in regulation of erectile dysfunction. So right here, guys, inhibition of aromatase activity. Okay, so we're looking at the fact that Viagra and Cialis can inhibit aromatase activity, but how long does it inhibit that activity? If we go back to the other study, it's suggesting here that it affects the mRNA, right? So it inhibited aromatase mRNA and protein expression, okay? So essentially what that's saying there is that it's affecting the DNA, which, when you have, my thought on that is when you have that DNA affected, that it changes the DNA, it's more of a long-term change. Okay, so I'm highly convinced that my reason for low estrogen is for this very reason. Now, this could be useful when you're talking about somebody who has, if they're overweight and they have high estrogen levels, it could be useful. But again, to say overweight, here, if we go back to the study, it says the decrease was detectable only in lean, but not obese, right? So let's just say that you're lean or leaner, and you want to lower your estrogen. Maybe maybe your estrogen's a little high. Well, this might be something that you could use, but I would highly suggest watching your labs and making sure you're watching your estrogen go down, and not letting it get too low. All right, so guys, that's the really exciting news for me. The exciting part is there's ways that we could potentially use this. It does boost testosterone. It does lower estrogen. It does actually help with longer-term recovery of erectile dysfunction when it comes to primary erectile dysfunction. When you take these low doses in a longer term, it helps with that. And then, if you have high estrogen levels and you want to try to reduce it, you could do it. But guys, always check with a doctor on these things. Seek medical advice before doing any kind of stuff like this. Tadalafil, Cialis, and Viagra, they are blood pressure medications. So, they affect the heart, they affect the blood pressure. So these things come with really risky side effects. You really have to know what you're doing or being under medical supervision with these. And always get your lab tests done, guys, to measure, what's happening with your hormones while you're trying these kinds of things, because you always want to be safe in everything that you do. But anyway, I just want to say thanks for all the comments again. Please be sure to put your comments out there. I'm sure that I haven't talked about everything that I wanted to talk about in this video, but if you do have any comments, questions, feel free to put them in the comment section. I will be happy to answer them. I love talking to you guys. But that's it for this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye-bye.